This is Casey with Good Charities Global Discovery Expedition Program. We are here in the jungles of Vietnam performing a biodiversity study. The purpose of these surveys is to get boots on the ground and people in the field so that we can find and identify as many species as possible.
This is a second trip. We are in cooperation with the Greater Good to conduct the biodiversity survey in the field in Vietnam.
All of the data that is gathered during one of these surveys is then put into a report that can be shared with authorities who are making conservation decisions. It can be shared with somebody who is studying a specific species or specific area of the globe. The wide field of knowledge that is brought to one of these surveys by everybody that is involved is super important because it just helps us to get a better in-depth look at the environment and the area that we are studying.
I came here to help our partners in Vietnam understand the biodiversity in this recently established nature reserve so they can use that to help manage and protect the habitat here.
We lacked information about small mammal in this area.
This survey is a little bit different than the last one we did here in Vietnam. We had to hike in about 10 kilometers or just over 6 miles to get to our base camp. By going this far into the jungle, it is more untouched by man. That also means this area has not been surveyed yet. We were specifically asked to come to this portion of the jungle because a survey has not been performed here.
There's some really smart people doing really interesting research, so being able to spend some time with them, talk about their research, talk about what they're doing in the field has been a great education for me.
Really appreciate the opportunity to come here, the opportunity that Greater Good gave me to come here and participate in this expedition. I've done many in Sonora, Mexico, but coming here was a real treat for me.
It takes a lot of work and preparation that goes into the planning of these trips. We have to make sure that we have the right individuals for these expeditions so that we have a broad spectrum of specialists that can help us to identify anything that comes into camp.